The most dangerous opponent you'll ever face doesn't carry a weapon, doesn't live across town, and can't be defeated by any external force. It lives between your ears, speaks in your voice, and knows exactly which thoughts will hurt you most. Your own mind, left unchecked, is the most efficient destroyer you'll ever encounter. This isn't poetic exaggeration. The physiological toll of chronic stress and anxiety is well documented: elevated cortisol levels, weakened immune function, cardiovascular damage, accelerated aging. Your body doesn't distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one. When your mind conjures catastrophic scenarios about things you cannot control, your body responds as if those catastrophes are happening right now. The tiger is always chasing you, except the tiger is your own thoughts, and the chase never ends. What makes this internal assault so insidious is that it masquerades as productivity. We convince ourselves that worrying is preparation, that anxiety is vigilance, that stress is proof we care. We wear our mental anguish like a badge of responsibility, as though the depth of our concern correlates with our capability or character. But worrying about something you can't control isn't noble, it's just suffering in advance for disasters that may never arrive. Consider what happens when you stress over things outside your control. You obsess over whether you'll get the job, but the hiring decision is already being made in a room you're not in. You agonize over whether someone likes you, but their feelings exist independent of your rumination. You spiral about the weather, the economy, other people's choices, the passage of time itself. And what does all this mental energy produce? Not solutions. Not change. Just exhaustion. The cruelty is that this stress feels productive because it's effortful. Your brain is working overtime, running simulation after simulation, playing out every possible outcome. But this isn't problem solving, it's problem multiplication. Each anxious thought spawns 3 more. Soon you're not just worried about the original issue but about your inability to stop worrying about it, creating a recursive loop of suffering about suffering. Meanwhile, actual threats to your well-being go unaddressed. While you're catastrophizing about hypothetical futures, you're neglecting sleep, skipping exercise, numbing yourself with distractions, and eroding your relationships. The imagined dangers consume your attention while the real ones, the self-destruction happening in slow motion, advance unopposed. This is how the mind kills you, not with a single devastating blow, but with 1,000 small cuts, each one justified as necessary concern. Death by 1,000 anxious thoughts. The alternative isn't ignorance or apathy. It's discernment. It's learning to distinguish between things you can influence and things you cannot, and ruthlessly redirecting your mental energy accordingly. This requires a kind of psychological triage, constantly asking yourself whether this thought is leading to constructive action or merely generating suffering. Can you do something about this problem right now? Then do it, and release the anxiety. Can you do something about it later? Then schedule when you'll address it, and release the anxiety. Can you not do anything about it at all? Then there's nothing to be gained by thinking about it further. Acknowledge it and let it go. This sounds simple, but it requires rewiring deeply ingrained mental patterns. We're conditioned to believe that letting go of worry means we don't care, that acceptance equals defeat. But there's a profound difference between giving up and giving over. Giving up is resignation. Giving over is recognizing that some things aren't yours to carry, that your mental anguish adds nothing to the situation except your own deterioration. The Stoics understood this millennia ago. Epictetus distinguished between what's up to us and what's not up to us, arguing that our freedom and peace depend entirely on focusing exclusively on the former. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself repeatedly that he couldn't control events, only his response to them. These weren't philosophical abstractions. These were survival strategies for maintaining sanity in an unpredictable world. The modern version might be even simpler: your mind will generate countless thoughts. You don't have to follow all of them. Not every thought deserves engagement. Not every worry warrants investigation. Not every fear requires your attention. You can observe a thought without obeying it, acknowledge anxiety without amplifying it. This is the practice, noticing when your mind has hijacked you and gently redirecting it back to what you can actually influence. It's not about achieving perfect mental control, That's another trap, another thing to stress about. It's about catching yourself earlier and earlier in the spiral, recognizing the pattern before you're 20 minutes deep into an anxiety spiral about something that hasn't happened and probably never will. Because here's what's at stake: every moment you spend suffering over the uncontrollable is a moment you're not present for your actual life. You're not there for the people who need you. You're not available for opportunities that require your attention. You're not building, creating, or connecting. You're just burning. And eventually, the fuel runs out. Nothing kills you faster than your own mind, but nothing can save you faster either. The same capacity that generates endless anxiety can generate peace, creativity, and clarity. The choice isn't between thinking and not thinking. It's between thinking that diminishes you and thinking that sustains you. It's recognizing that stress over the uncontrollable isn't wisdom or virtue, it's just a slow way of destroying yourself from the inside out. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your most relentless enemy. The difference is where you allow it to roam.